It's your boy Drew, host of the After Five crew. I got Ali over here. Ali, say what's up. Hey, Fabo is out in Tampa. He'll be back with us on the next episode. Listen, y'all, I got someone very special with us today, man. He is an entrepreneur. He's a cigar connoisseur. And this man has developed his own special brand of cigars that's gonna knock y'all off y'all feet. So if y'all want a great cigar, y'all mess with him. This is Jay Gilbert, with the Big Boy Cigars. How you doing, Jay? Welcome to the show.
Good, man. Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
So we're gonna jump right into it. Big Boy Cigars. Where did the name come from?
Well, originally it was 5 of us. It was me and my cousins. And all of my cousins, they're younger than me, they're bigger than me. They're some big dudes. And that's where the name came from. It was like a conversation, just general talk. And he said, we're just gonna call it Big Boy Cigars. Big Boys Cigars. And it stuck. And we've been carrying that ever since. And you know, even though we're not together as a group anymore, you know, it's still, I kept the name and I kept it moving.
Right, hey, you kept it original. Hey, I love that, Jay. So listen, I wanted to ask you a question because it was definitely on my mind. I know it's on viewers' minds. What made you actually want to develop a cigar versus like having a cigar lounge?
That's a good question. I was kind of looking at the fact that longevity, and in Atlanta there's so many different lounges. There's a lounge everywhere. I said, plan it to the point where you have something first that's tangible, that people can pick up, they know it, they smoke it, and then you go into a lounge. Now your lounge has some strength. Because people gonna say, oh man, this Big Boy's lounge. I smoke they sticks and sticks of good, we know all about it. And so that's coming on the back end in the future. But the cigars, man, it was easier because it's something that it was something that I was able to just say, okay, look, it's less expensive. That's the bottom line. It was less expensive than starting with the cigars, you know, but the paperwork and all that, it ended up being about equal, but it was done over a distance of time. It wasn't all done in one day. I had to pay for all this, pay for this, do this, do that. It took time. So if you spread it out, if you look at both, open up a lounge and look, getting your own stick, they're about equal. But again, like I said, the cost is cheaper starting the cigars first. So.
Cool, that's cool, man. What I hear from that too is that there's a little bit of Jay everywhere instead of in one location.
Yes.
So listen, when you see him, you've already experienced him when he does do his thing. I love that about that, Jay.
Yes, appreciate it.
Now, I'm smoking a Dirty South Bankhead. And this is premium quality. And I know that you have a factory that processes your leading stuff out of the Dominican Republic. So what I'm curious to know is, it's hard to do business here in the United States and doing the research and everything. How do you make a connection to the Dominican Republic? Do you just go on Google and say, I'm looking for cigar manufacturers and just say, catch a flight and say, hey, I'm going to the Dominican Republic and find first person one, you know, that's out there?
No. So, I don't know if I can give a shameless plug, but before I retired, I used to work for a company called Delta Airlines.
Okay.
And I was a trainer. So I used to go different places in the United States and in the world to train people how to load cargo and what they need to do. But what happened was they sent me to the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
I'm down there and I didn't know anything about anything as far as cigars. But I had a partner there that was from New York. And he told me, said, hey, next time you come teach a class, let me know. When you get off, I'm gonna take you somewhere and let you check out something. Now remember, years ago, before I even got into cigars, I didn't smoke anything. The last thing I smoked, which was when I was in high school was some weed. That's the only thing I had smoked in my life. Never smoked a cigarette, never smoked anything else. So he picked me up from the hotel one night. He said, let's go, I gotta take you somewhere. I said, all right, so we ride, we go to the cigar factory. I meet this guy named Juan Rodriguez. He owns the factory. And he says,
Cool name.
yeah, you're cool dude, he's about this tall. Really. And so I said, all right. So we're in the factory. He said, hey man, here's a cigar. And I said, look man, you know I don't smoke. And I'm telling my dude, I said, Rudy, I don't smoke at all. He said, man, just try the cigar. I cut it, light it. So, what happened was I choked on it because I swallowed it.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, this is not going to work out. But once they showed me how to start smoking and what not to do and what to do, I started to feel really good about it. I was like, I like this. This is kind of, and I started, working my shoulders, sitting back, crossing my legs. And I was like, this is what grown men do.
Right.
This is real. So I finished smoking it. No, I smoked half of it. They cut it for me and I took it back to the hotel room. And I had, after that, I didn't get any other trips to teach, to go down there. I started taking I take Friday off, the whole weekend I was off, and a Monday off, and I would go down to the factory and start asking a lot of questions. I would just fly down there and stay for the whole weekend and an extra day just to talk to him. And he told me, about cigars, one did. And I said, well, can you make me a stick? I said that I can smoke. That's not gonna hurt me. He said, if you keep doing what we told you to do and not swallow it, you'll be fine. So the first stick he made for me was called the Signature, which was this mild stick. It's called the Signature. Very mild. It's it's nothing harsh. You can smoke this, and now I can swallow. I can swallow the smoke off of this. No issues, no.
I wouldn't recommend that. I would not recommend that.
Not for beginners.
Not for beginners. But now, that was so mild to me. It's new. It's nothing. So I smoked that one after he made it, and I took some back. And that's when my cousins and I got together. We were talking about it. He said, we can do this as a business. So all of us had something to do. And I did logistics. I did, making sure that the product was good. I did all of that. My cousins had their roles, and we were selling cigars.
Right.
And after that, things started to slightly change, but we'll get to that later. Things changed, but that's how I got into cigars. I started going. And I would go at least twice a month, go down there just to ask questions. Yeah.
So listen, I want to piggyback off that because you said you were going down there. You're learning about the cigars, and so I know that when I was watching a little bit of the documentary, and I'm gonna get to that too a little bit later, but just kind of seeing that they were also talking about the leaves down there. What makes them different than other leaves, let's say like in a Nicaragua or any other place in the world, of why those leaves kind of get the kick that they do in these cigars?
Okay, so the first fun fact is this: all cigar leaves, anywhere that they're grown in the world, they're grown from Cuban seeds. They start off as Cuban seeds.
Wow.
They're just grown in another part of the country. So each part of the country or the parts of the world, the soil is totally different. So when you get leaves from, say, Nicaragua, it's a Nicaraguan leaf. But what the thing is about that leaf, it's grown in a soil that has a lot of volcanic ash, a lot of extra, so it gives it that kick.
Wow.
Different parts of the world, you can smoke a leaf from that part of the world, and it's gonna taste different.
Wow.
People who are tobaccolists, who really know leaves, they can smoke it and tell you exactly where it's from because they know the taste. You taste different things from the soil that gives them, okay, that's from this country, this is from San Andreas. This is from Honduras, Dominican Republic. They know them. So that's why people's palates who actually can taste the flavors in cigars, they have, preference. There's a lot of people that say, man, I really don't care. I like Dominican cigars, but I don't want to smoke a Dominican. I have a preference of smoking Nicaraguan or Honduran or San Andreas, stuff like that. Or, or Brazilian Maduro. So it's different things. But just know that when people start talking about, well, you don't have no Cubans, man, I don't want them. Well, the fun fact is, the seed was a Cuban seed, it's just grown in a different part of the world.
Right.
So that's what, the Dominican Republic has a different type of soil, which makes it a little milder, but they have flavor. They have a lot of flavor. And you'll find that out.
This is smooth.
Yeah, that's real smooth. But see, we got a Brazilian Maduro wrapper on that. So that changes the flavor. So when you mix leaves, it changes the flavor.
That's some education for you.
That is my question.
That is definitely deep. I would have never thought that, soil would actually make a difference, as far as the seed is concerned. So that's some real knowledge right there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a little personal, and we can skip this question if you're not comfortable.
I'm not comfortable. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
So, and getting a little personal, I know you started out with your cousins, and you eventually had to evolve and go out on your own.
Right.
Did that strain your family relationship with your cousins?
Well, it didn't really strain it. People gonna have their thoughts. Even in the family, like you shouldn't have done that. But I had to look at it from a different point of view. Everybody had a role to play, and one of my cousins, he always said, "I just want to smoke." That's what he told me. He said, "I just want to smoke." But and so I understood his role was what it was. He put money in. He just wanted to smoke. My other cousins, they had responsibilities, and they did it up to a point. But then, as my wife was looking at it, she kept saying, "You know what's real funny about this?" She said, "You're doing all the travel. Mm-hmm. You're staying away from home. Mm-hmm. You're doing making sure that the QC is done. Mm-hmm. You're doing everything." And you're dealing with customs, you're dealing with the brokers, you're dealing with everybody. Why don't you do this yourself?
Right.
And I was afraid first. I was like,
Because it's a lot to take on.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot to take on.
Because I learned once we decided that we were going our separate ways, it set in. It set in. It really set in. Yeah. It's there days that I forget that I need to go on my website and look at and update stuff or check to make sure it's still working like it's supposed to. It's just so much work.
Was it overwhelming at first?
Yeah, it was.
Are you all still cordial today?
Well, yeah. We still talk. When we don't see each other as often because everybody is doing their own thing. But when we do see each other, it's the same. It's nothing. Like I don't want to talk to him.
Oh, that's good.
It ain't none of that.
Right.
We grown men. If you're gonna act like that, I love to help you.
Right.
I can't do that.
Right.
I respect them, and whatever they have to say. If they said, "Hey man, blah blah blah," I'll take the heat. Okay, all right, and I'm gonna keep moving. Because guess what? I have a vision. I'm looking all the way down the road. Mm-hmm. I'm 2 years down the road with what I'm thinking about.
Right. That's awesome, man. I mean, I tell you, I don't know too many people, who would have left a situation like that. Because like I said, I gotta imagine just looking at that situation was like, because you don't realize what other people are doing too until you actually have to take it on. So it may be something that even the small things, if you don't do them all the time, can become a large thing. to somebody having to pick that up.
But that's very important when you're dealing with a partnership and everything and the roles and even amongst us, we have heated discussions sometimes.
Right.
They're not always as smooth as people think,
Right.
when it's in front of the camera. Behind the scenes, there's always going to be some turmoil, but regardless of whatever we do, we're going to always be brothers and family, we're going to keep family. So I can definitely understand and relate what you was going through with that.
Yeah, but we cool. We see each other. What's up? We dap up, show each other love, and we keep it moving.
Right.
But if anything, so this is the thing about family. The bottom line is this: if your family is always there for you and with you, you're good. And my family, no matter what, man, we all gonna be there for each other.
Right.
That's the biggest key. So we having
As you can see on camera, my immaturity of cigar.
Here we go.
It's coming through. It's
all
coming
right,
through.
so roll it off in the ashtray.
Everybody in there.
Yeah. Everybody, see, I'm still a novice.
He got that big old cigar though, so
I'm trying to keep it lit.
So don't tap it. Roll it. Roll it like on the inside of, roll it around.
Roll it like this. See, we don't give a lesson.
Yeah, because you want to roll the ash off. On a cigar, I never want to tap it. And that reminds people of cigarettes.
Right.
When we do cigarettes, we tap.
Boy,
We're getting a live lesson right here.
y'all get your cigar etiquette up with your
Yeah.
you cigar tappers.
So what we're gonna do is
You're looking like you smoking a Newport.
we're gonna light it, and then I'm gonna show you a trick.
Y'all get your cigar etiquette up.
All right, now turn it. I'm gonna burn some of this side off so it can start burning even. Don't worry about that. I got this. And all right, so it looks funny, but if you as you smoke, every now and then roll it while you're smoking. Just turn it.
Try to roll it.
Yeah, just turn it in your fingers. Just as you're smoking it. What happens is
There you go.
you're trying to make it give it an even burn. That's all you're doing. Some cigars won't do it. Some cigars will. But I'm gonna try that with a Dirty South in a minute. I'm gonna see if we can get
What
it
I
even.
just done is a no-no when you're in a cigar bar. You're supposed to come with your own lighter. Don't beg nobody else for their lighter. So I'm in violation right now.
You're in violation.
I did bring a lighter, but I left it at the hotel. So, hey.
But we gonna let that one go. It's okay. We're in a cigar lounge, so even if you left it in a hotel, they should have lighters.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
So,
Hey, listen, so just get back on topic. Man, I see 4 lovely cigars on the table, man. I know you have another one sitting here.
Yeah.
Listen, can you describe like each cigar and kind of what's different about them, as far as your flavors? These are all, Big Boy's brand, Jay Gilbert's brand. So, break it down to us, brother. Let us know what's sitting on the table.
So before I describe those, let me say this. After my brothers, after my cousins and I, changed our relationship with the cigars, there was a guy that came into the picture that I met at the factory the first time I went.
Sure.
His name is Ricky.
Ricky, right.
He is now my business partner. And
Shout out to Ricky.
Yeah, that's Ricky. Yeah. So that's my business partner now. So these cigars are no longer just mine.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking away from what you said.
Absolutely.
When I'm here, this is me. When we together, it's us.
Sure.
And when we're not together, it's still us. But I just want to make sure that we have
a clear picture.
A clear picture that somebody else is part of this. And Ricky is the reason why we have we got a Savage. Hey, could you get that Savage for me from the young lady? She has it. Yeah. So we have we're gonna start off with the original Big Boys. Yeah, the Big Boy cigars. We'll put this one down. We briefly spoke about the Signature. The Signature is this is our mild stick, very mild, very tasteful, and really good stick. It's has a Habano wrapper on it. It's a full Dominican cigar, very good stick. And then this is the one that Juan Rodriguez he produced for us. So when we left that factory and started our own, he gave us the okay to take this blend and go with it. So it became our first original stick from our brand.
That Juan Rodriguez is just a cool name.
Yeah, he got a real cool
You should
name.
put the signature by Juan Rodriguez.
You know what?
It'll make you want to smoke it.
But you know what's so funny? We had a box. One of our first boxes had his name on it. When we were with this factory, had his name on the
It just
box.
makes it sound so official.
Yeah, it says Big Boy Cigars by Juan Rodriguez. And so we're gonna put that one back down.
Sure, absolutely.
We'll pick up the next stick that we did. The next stick we did was called the Savage. That was Ricky and our collab.
The Savage.
The Savage. Because people kept asking us, well, when you gonna make a medium body stick, something that's a little stronger?
Right.
So we said, okay, let's do a Robusto, and we're gonna put it in we're gonna pack it with a little bit of a punch.
Got it.
But it's not a hard punch. It's not something that's gonna knock you over the head.
Right.
You can smoke this one with coffee, rum, scotch, gin, tequila. When I tell you I done drank something, everything that I'm calling out, I'm drinking with this.
Now that's different that you say coffee. I've
Coffee,
never heard
yeah.
that.
Cigar and coffee.
But a
You never had
cigar
cigar
and
and
coffee? I've never
had
heard
it,
that.
no.
Here's
Oh.
a few comment on the section.
I've
Have you ever smoked a cigar and coffee? But that might be a good flavor. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
Man,
I drink
because-
coffee almost every morning.
But just check this out. A lot of cigars have coffee notes in them.
Oh,
And this is one that has coffee notes in it. So if you start, now everybody's palate is not going to taste what's in a cigar.
Right.
If you hear people sitting around, everybody in the group, so if there's 5 people sitting there, and everybody's sitting there, they've been smoking, say, for a year, and they say, man, I taste everything. I taste this, I taste that. Somebody out of the 5 people lying. Because look, I've been smoking now for 12 years. I can't taste everything.
Right.
Some notes, Ricky will say, man, you taste this, what's I'm like, no. And we sitting at the factory, we smoking 2 or 3 of them back to back, trying to, I said, bro, I still don't taste it. My palate has not elevated to that point yet.
right.
But as it does, I taste little things here and there. Just little stuff. Every now and then oh man, that was a little piece of wood I tasted. You know, it's not real wood, but it's woody. It's a
Right.
woody taste. It kind of reminds you of being outside. So, but with coffee, this one is great. It has a Maduro wrapper on it, and it's mild, but it's medium, but it has a mild smoke to it. So when I keep saying mild smoke or mild cigar, I'm not saying that this is just like the signature. But what I'm saying is, this one here, this particular cigar here, it's gonna smoke and it's still gonna be smooth, really smooth. It's not gonna hurt your back of your throat. I mean, this one of these sticks, man, you smoke right before you go to bed, brush your teeth, and you don't have cigar breath when you wake up.
Oh, that's important right there. I hate that when I'm
cigar
out smoking.
breath.
Still got a cigar breath. I'm
Yeah, you
brushing
got-
my teeth,
yeah, you like, nah.
gargling and everything.
In the mirror, you're in the bathroom, right? Still brushing. But this, you don't have that after. Great cigar. So this is the second stick that we made. That's called the Big Boy Signature, Savage, I'm sorry. Then people start saying, you don't have a full body stick in the Big Boys collection. They kept saying, you gotta get a big 60 gauge cigar with, I was like, okay, full body. All right, so we made the Vintage. Now the Vintage has a Habano 2000 wrapper. It's a fully Dominican cigar. These 3 cigars are Dominican Puros.
Got it.
This is the biggest one from the Big Boys collection. It's called the Vintage. It is a full body cigar, but it's very, very smooth. So all of our sticks were designed to give you that feeling when you smoke a cigar. When you smoke cigars, let me digress a little bit. But when you smoke cigars, your deal is to smoke, have a conversation, or be by yourself, read a book on your computer, and relax. You're not supposed to smoke a cigar and have to fight with it. And you're fighting because it's too rough, or you fighting because you don't like it. We try to design cigars where they're smooth, to the point where you can smoke and relax. Because the ultimate goal when you're smoking a cigar, you're either off work, chilling, and what you want to do when you're chilling. We want to relax.
Right.
So that's our slogan, that's our motto, smoke and relax.
Kind of like an after 5 moment.
Yep. After 5, yeah. After 5, you get you a stick, kick back, and smoke. And just because it's a big stick doesn't mean it's going to be rough. It's actually as smooth as the first two.
Got it.
But it has different notes, different flavors, so you can distinguish what you're smoking. You know that you're smoking a different stick, but it has a great quality, and it does get you where you want to be because it's a full body. If you're a full body smoker. And then, anybody got any questions? I used to say that when I was teaching.
No. I mean, this is lovely. I love the way that's being laid out.
She might still live.
I know. Don't y'all judge me.
No, I'm not judging. No judge.
This is a cigar smoker.
Hold on. This is a no judgment zone.
I'm learning.
So now we have the cigar there. I wanted to do a cigar, so I talked to Ricky. I said, let's do a cigar that talks about where I'm from. You're from the Dominican Republic. These are sticks that represent where you're from. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the Savage, the Signature, and the Vintage, they represent the Dominican Republic. Mm-hmm. I wanted to do something that represented where I was from. I'm from the Northwest Atlanta, Bankhead Highway.
Right.
That's where I grew up. I worked on Bankhead, hustled on Bankhead. Everything I did was on Bankhead. Me and my friends and my family, we knew Bankhead like the back of the book.
Now that's what I'm smoking. I'm smoking the Bankhead. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm smoking the Bankhead and I'm sipping on some Crown Royal. I'm starting to see some spaceships from Bankhead. It's got me on Bankhead bounce. Yeah, it's smooth, but it's taking me there. You know.
Yeah, because
shout out to Fabo. Both Fabos.
That's right. So this right here is a transition stick.
Right.
So it's a medium body going into full body.
Gotcha.
So that's what he's getting to now. He's starting to slowly get into that full body. And it's transitioning. So we had a guy, Terry, he has Manifest Cigars. He and Briscoe. Terry wasn't a full body smoker. And what happened was he couldn't believe it was full body until he got ready to get up. Because then it hit him. So now, the Dirty South Bankhead, it has a Brazilian Maduro, so it's not a wrapper, so it's not a Dominican Puro. It has a few other choice leaves in it. We try not to tell everybody what's all in our cigars, because we don't want somebody to go out and mimic it. So we give them a little bit. That's all you're gonna get from it. You're gonna get a little bit. Just smoke it, and if your palate is good, you're gonna be able to catch what's in it. Now, with this one, it represents Bankhead. From the time you turn on Bankhead Highway off of Northside Drive, it's real smooth. When you come off of Northside Drive and turn on Bankhead, it's a smooth ride. That's where the medium comes in. It's a medium ride. By the time you get down by Grove Park, it's starting to change a little bit. At Grove Park, we used to live in some apartments down there called Grove Park Apartments. There's a big park down there. Everything starts to change. As you get closer to 285, it starts going to that full body. You want to get real ready, because back in the day, everybody didn't come all the way up and down Bankhead. It was, you had to know somebody to be down in that area. You know, but you know, if you're in your car, you got ready. You put your gun here, roll your windows up.
I'm at the point right now. They're running up on me right now.
They running up on me?
I'm caught slipping right now.
Hey, don't get caught slipping now.
I'm slipping right now.
They'll say, hey man, they'll say roll them.
Yeah.
And they're rolling. And take it, drop them, take it, give me everything. So anyway, this right here, cigar, I want it to mimic the street. And so we made it with that Brazilian Maduro wrapper, because it looked like a piece of leather. Mm-hmm. When you look at the cigar, it really looks like a piece of leather. And it was, it kind of lets you know how rough it was. Leather is something that's sturdy. Bankhead was sturdy. So after doing it, it took us, before we finished it, it took us 18 months to do this stick. Because every time we brought it to the table and he and I smoked it, Ricky and I smoked it, it was like, oh, it's not ready. No, it's not ready. It's not ready. By the time it hit, a lot of time had gone by. And so we finished it, and we box pressed it, put a torpedo on the end. It started out as a 70 gauge, but now it's a 65 gauge because it's box pressed and torpedo. And it's a great stick. I love it. That's one of my go-tos. And we got this one. This is the Lucio, and it's close to our hearts at the factory. Because one of our guys, which was a good friend of Ricky's, and I hadn't known him that long, he passed away. And so he was working on this blend with Ricky, and so we created this. We finished the stick, and this is a tribute to him. It's called the Lucio. And this stick here, man, it's a medium body stick. I love it. It's a great smoke. It's also great with coffee, tequila, rum, you name it, it's good with it. And I keep calling it rum because that's one of my favorite drinks.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite alcohols. If I'm gonna drink alcohol, I'd rather drink a rum. But this right here, this stick has San Andreas, some other key things in it. I'm gonna let somebody smoke it. I want somebody to smoke it. So I'm real sensitive about our blends. So a lot of people say, man, you don't talk enough about the cigar, what's in it, because I don't want you to have it.
Exactly.
It's personal. So it ain't a personal thing between you and I. It's personal for us. So Ricky and I just, if you're good with cigars, smoke it. You'll enjoy it. We can guarantee that. How did Giselle say? I guarantee it. It's like Pepsi.
Yeah.
It's like Coca-Cola. I guarantee it. That's how we look at it. So, those are the sticks that we have.
That's what's up, man. It's great. Absolutely.
So here's, we had a little technical difficulties with our lights that we got a little bit dark, but that's okay. We're gonna keep it rolling.
They might have been able to see me.
Oh no, we can see you. Oh no.
Black man.
We good, Lord shoot. Okay, cool. So we kind of glossed on you having your own brand,
Right.
and I don't think we gave you your just due credit because you're more than just a businessman now. But you realize now you are actually an international businessman.
Okay.
An entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Shall I say? So the question I want to ask, for that person that's got that desire that want to get into the cigar business, what would you recommend to them? How would they go about getting started? The first step.
First of all, when a person gets into this business, this is not the type of business that you get into and you just doing it as a part-time gig to the point where you don't see it going anywhere. You're just doing it just to be doing it. This business it can be expensive. When you let a company make your blend and they own your blend can go anywhere, anytime if you stop making cigars with them. So all of a sudden you might be smoking your cigar and you go out and you stop doing the business, or you you do the business part-time and you're not making enough cigars and you didn't sign the right contract. You could be smoking a stick and all of a sudden you say, this reminds me of my stick.
Right.
Guess what? That might be your stick. Because you don't know, when you deal with certain companies, you don't know what they're doing.
Right.
So, but with us, we explain to people the whole 9 yards.
Right.
You can buy your blend from us, then you own it. We can never use your blend anywhere else.
Okay,
We never will. We can give you a blend as long as you're making cigars with us, and we'll never use your blend. But once you walk away from us, we probably might tweak it and use it because it's ours. We never sold it to you.
So a person can actually reach out to you personally to get that blend. You actually sell blends.
We sell blends. We sell the whole package.
Now, how would one viewer contact you if they were interested, they watching this, they want to get their own blend? Is there any information that your website that they can go to contact you to have that type of conversation?
Well, they can call. It's easy to call me or send me an email.
And we'll put that in the link.
And we'll put all that in the link. Those two are the best ways to reach me. And then I'll set up a meeting. We'll sit down and really discuss it. But I don't like to deal with people who are just doing something just because everybody else is doing it.
Right.
I try to explain to people, this business is not easy. You know, I'm from Atlanta. I'm gonna give you an example.
Right.
I'm from Atlanta, and when I first started doing this, I'm thinking, oh, Atlanta's gonna support me. Atlanta's gonna be behind me 100%.
No.
Speak on it.
It's not that way.
Speak on
And
it.
it's not because, you know, they don't love you. It's just that your home is never gonna give you the love that other people give you. You have to go out somewhere else, become huge, come back home before those people really see your value. Now there are certain places here in Atlanta, they see my value from day one, and they rock with me. They've been rocking with me, and I love them for it, and I'll do anything for them. But there's certain places, we good,
Right.
you know.
I'm glad you said that, because that's with anything. I mean, even with this, we don't look, our friends and family is not the ones that support us in this podcast or any business venture you get into. Forget about friends and family. They're not going to support you.
Right.
Yeah, they'll support you to a point.
To a point, yeah. But they wait for you to make it here, and
Right.
big,
And all of a sudden, oh man,
Ground-
that's
ground,
my
they
dog,
don't see
man.
big
We've been
deal.
together since.
Yeah, right.
Ground
You know,
up there.
right.
We down like 4 flats. Yeah, we down like 4 flats.
So listen, I know we're sitting here now at the tavern in
Camp Creek. Yep.
Where else can we buy or find your cigars? I mean, maybe throughout the city or any other states.
So let's start with the city. We can get them at El Jefe right now. You can get them at Southside Premium. You can get them at. So now you got me thinking about all the stores. You can get them at Scottish Tobacco. The easiest way to check out where we are is to go online, and we have a thing on our website that says retailers,
Okay.
and it'll show you all the
What's your
stores.
website?
www.bigboyscigars.com, and that'll get you so you can see where we are. But outside the state, we're in South Carolina, we're in Birmingham, we're in Florida. We're gonna go to. We're working on something going international.
Okay.
But that's something that's in the works, and it's coming real soon. But we're also in Macon. We're in LaGrange. In Macon, we're at Haley's Cigar Bar. In LaGrange, we're at 8 Cigar Lounge.
Okay.
Like the 8 Cigar Lounge. Those are some great spots. So if you're ever just out in the south side of, Georgia, just riding in the south, those are some good places to stop in.
That's cool.
You know. So and speaking of El Jefe, my brother Bo stopped by just to give me some support. So he's here.
Shout out to Bo. What's going on,
Bo, and I appreciate him coming through. So,
Bo want to come sit in with us? Want to come sit on the couch with us?
Yeah.
Join us out the quiet moment with us.
come
Come on in here.
And here come Rob, the owner. So everybody coming in right on time.
Bring Rob on in.
Come on in, sir.